All right, and we are live. I am the Bringer of Rain 13. This is your UFC 195 preview show. Carlos Condit versus Robbie Lawler is the main event. I will be joined by NF Punk shortly. I'm assuming he has the link. He wanted to do the show with me, so cool. Anybody else who would like to participate or has any knowledge of MMA or just wants to join and participate in the festivities, hit me up on Facebook, PM me, and I'll shoot you the link. Right now, the preliminary fights are already underway. I want to get to Blake. Blake, I was just talking to Blake the Reaper. Subscribe to him. Was just talking to him on Facebook, and he gave me his fight picks for the evening. So what I want to do is share those with you, and we will be checking out the comment section, see if there's any activity going on. And you guys let me know if you agree or disagree with the fight picks. I'm going to start it off because, we got off to a little bit of a late start here. I wanted to start this earlier, but quite frankly, I was fucking hungry. So I went to the local Taco Bell, grabbed me some food, munched on that. Hopped in General Jerry's offline hangout for a few minutes. Talked some WWE, some Minecraft shit. A couple minutes, and then, here we are. So, that being said, let's get into Blake's fight picks for this evening. So, I'm reading them, and he's got, in the main event, he's picking Carlos Condit to win via third round TKO/KO. That pretty much mean the same thing in MMA. He's also picking Stipe Miocic to defeat Andrei Arlovski via decision. So he's caught, basically, I'm assuming that he thinks this fight's going to be a boring one. And I don't know. I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening, but I'll get into that in a couple minutes. And in the prelims, the main event of the prelims, we got Dustin Pourier versus Joe Duffy, Irish Joe Duffy. But from what I understand, the people in Ireland are getting a little bit pissed off with Mr. Duffy, and they're referring to him as Canadian Joe Duffy these days. For those who don't know, Joe Duffy is now, I don't know if he lives in Canada, but he does train at George St. Pierre's gym, the TriStar gym, in, I believe it's in Montreal, I'm not sure. But they're there, and he's training with them. And I don't know, he's getting some hate from the Irish people, from what I understand. So when NF Punk gets in here, maybe he could shed some light on that. That fight is an interesting one for me, the Poirier-Duffy fight, because we all know another Irish native, your current featherweight champion, one Conor McGregor, has defeated Dustin Poirier by knockout. And this was when Poirier was ranked in the top 5, I think. He was either ranked number 5 or 6. Pretty far up there. Conor knocks him out on his way to, becoming the champ. So, and we all know, I don't know, well, actually, maybe you guys don't know, Joe Duffy holds a victory over one Conor McGregor. I've seen it. He finished him via submission. I believe it was round 1, maybe round 2. So for those who think Conor McGregor is unbeatable, nothing could be further from the truth. So what I see happening here, my pick is Joe Duffy wins second round TKO. The reason being, I think his striking is more dynamic than Poirier's is. Poirier likes to brawl, tough kid. Not really sure whose ground game is better, but anybody who's training at George St. Pierre's camp, they putting out some good fighters, man. Rory McDonald being one. Whenever they're fighting top 5 guys or even top 10 guys, I tend to go with them as my pick because they're good fighters, man. That the TriStar gym puts out good fighters. So that's my pick for the main event of the prelims. We're gonna go with Joe Duffy via TKO second round. That's my pick. On to that. There's other fights going on too, but I'm not really interested in them all that much. So I'm basically just going to talk about these 3 fights. We got, what's the next one here? We got Stipe Miocic versus Andrei Arlovski. Now, Blake went and picked Miocic to win by decision. I don't see that happening. I don't see this one going to a decision unless Miocic, grinds him out, just lays on top of him for 3 rounds. I mean, I'm not sure if it must be a 3-round fight. I thought that main event fights were all mandatory 5 rounds now, but maybe things have changed, or they're not considering this a co-main event fight. So I don't know. But I don't see this going to a decision because if you remember Arlovski's last fight, he fought Frank Mir and was very disappointed that he didn't finish him because I guess he finished like 9 opponents off via TKO in a row, and up until he fought Frank Mir, and he wasn't able to finish Frank Mir. So what I'm thinking is that Andrei Arlovski is going to come out there trying to make a statement because this guy wants another shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. He's definitely deserving. Why he's not getting a title fight right now when he's fighting Stipe is beyond me. When you win 10 fights in a row and you finish 9 opponents off, you should be getting a title fight. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. You go on a 10-fight win streak, and that's something major, especially in the heavyweight division. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. But here we are. He's fighting Stipe, and I'm predicting that Arlovski finishes this fight again, 2nd round knockout, not a TKO, a straight up knockout. He's going to connect. He's been using some more unorthodox striking techniques. Like he's using like a lead hand back fist now. I saw him use against what the hell's his name there? One of the fights of the year. God damn it, the name is escaping me at the moment. Fuck. Travis Brown. He was using some weird, like he'd throw a left hook and then come right back with like a left-handed back fist. It's a technique that you don't see every day in MMA, but it was working. So you never know. I mean, I'm sure that Arlovski is going to be looking for a finish here. He's looking to make a statement. So that's who I'm going with as far as this heavyweight bout goes. And hopefully he gets a shot at Verdum after this. And I'm not a really big Verdum fan. He's definitely, proved that he's a deserving world heavyweight champion. But I would love nothing more than to see Andrei Arlovski on this, probably going to be his final run as a UFC fighter, to make it all the way back to the top and win a world heavyweight championship. That would be fucking awesome. That would be awesome as far as I'm concerned. All right. On to the 3rd. And the main event of the entire fight card. It doesn't look like NF Punk's going to make it into this hangout, but oh well. Shit happens. We have Carlos Condit versus Robbie Lawler. So, my pick, quite simple. Carlos Condit via knockout. I'm predicting a lot of knockouts tonight. Knockout. Actually, no, it ain't knockout. I'm sorry. No, I take that back. It's going to be a 2nd or 3rd round submission, I think. I don't recommend going toe-to-toe with Robbie Lawler for any extended period of time. The guy just has too much punching power, and he's been in the game a long time. We've seen in his past 3 fights, or even 4 fights, that this dude can take an incredible amount of punishment and come back. He had an absolute war against Rory McDonald. Blood everywhere, cuts all over his fucking face. And Rory McDonald got his nose broken so bad. I've never seen a broken nose like that in my entire life. So he's battle tested. But the thing that Robbie Lawler did, and every time I'm watching these embedded series, I pay attention to what the fighters are saying and what they're talking about. And whenever a fighter starts to mention even the slightest little, comment made towards about retiring or ending their careers, going into a final a title fight, I don't like that. It doesn't come off as being confident. He's already, it seems to me, he's won the belt, he's defended the belt, and it's like almost as if he's contemplating retirement or life after losing the belt. That's what it comes across as to me. And when I hear something like that, I automatically, maybe the other guy has an edge. I don't know what the age difference is between the fighters. I know Robbie Lawler has been fighting for a very, very, very long time. A very long time. He started really young, like I think it was like 19 years old. He went pro and has been fighting ever since. But again, he made that comment saying, he'll stop fighting when he feels like he can't do it anymore or his body says no. And like I said, whenever a fucking fighter says something like that, man, it's a bad omen. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys realize that, but it's definitely, definitely a bad omen. That being said, my pick is Condit via submission. Again, I believe Condit has the reach advantage going into this fight, but I don't know, if Robbie's going to look to clinch with him. I don't know. I really don't know what Robbie's game plan is other than to just go out there and bang with him. That's the case. Condit's got more. I think he has more weapons as far as the striking goes because the dude literally uses Muay Thai, the science of 8 limbs. He uses all 8 of those limbs really fucking well. He's got the flying knees. He's got the spinning elbows, all kinds of elbow strikes, knee strikes. His hooks are devastating. You've seen that in the knockout of what the hell's his name, Rooster Boy there. He's irrelevant now. The hell with him. That UK fighter. He loudmouth, came in, made some noise for about 2 months, and then ended up getting a shit canned pretty much. He threw a left hook. The other guy threw a left hook. Both connected, but Carlos dropped his ass with his left hook. Actually, sorry, it was a right hook. My mistake. Still, that shows the power he has in his striking. Does he have as much power as Robbie Lawler? No. Like I said, not a great idea to stand and trade with Robbie Lawler. So I'm looking for a takedown attempt or, Condit intentionally clinching and maybe getting taken down himself. I want to give the edge of the ground game to Condit. So if the fight's going to be won anywhere, I think it's going to be won on the ground. I'm calling Condit via submission, round 2, maybe 3. I want to lean towards round 3, but I'm seeing a fucking submission in this fight. The other 2 fights, knockouts, second round. Andrei Arlovski looking to make a statement. Seeing as he couldn't finish Frank Mir, he's going to come out trying to finish Miocic. And we got Joe Duffy trying to get into that top 5, trying to become a contender, and be the second Irishman to knock out Dustin Pourier. And I think he can do it. I like his striking. Very crisp kicks. His punches are short, fast, very crisp, very smooth. Likes to get inside, do his work from the inside. So I see. And he's got a good ground game himself. So anyway, those are my UFC 195 fight picks. That's my preview. Unfortunately, Mr. Punk wasn't able to join. So next time I won't be putting too much stock in having people join the show unless I know for a fact they're going to come in. That's going to do it, man. Short and sweet and to the point. The prelims are going on right now, so I'm going to try and check those out and see how I do in my fight picks. I will be watching the pay-per-view later on tonight, I should say. And that's it. I am the Bringer of Rain 13. You guys have a wonderful evening and enjoy the fights.